This cottage is probably one of the most recognisable in all of Britain. The view itself is still recognisable, almost 2 centuries after it was painted. In 1821, John Constable painted a scene on the River Stour in Suffolk, a hay wagon crossing a shallow ford, a cottage on the left, Willie Lott's house, trees overhead, and summer light on the water. He called it the Hay Wain. It's now one of the most famous paintings in British art, and the place he painted is still recognisable today. Constable grew up here. His father owned Flatford Mill, a working watermill on the Stour. As a boy, Constable worked the mill, knew the river, the fields, and the light. When he became a painter, he returned obsessively to this landscape. He called it the scene of my boyish days. The Hay Wain shows a working landscape. The wagon is crossing a ford to the field on the other side. Wooden wheels would shrink in the summer heat and also needed soaking. Willie Lott's cottage sits to the left. Lott was a farmer who lived in that house for over 80 years and supposedly spent only 4 nights away from it in his entire life. When Constable exhibited the painting in 1821 at the Royal Academy, British critics were lukewarm. They thought it was too rough and too natural. Constable painted outdoors, captured weather and light. He didn't idealise. This wasn't fashionable. But in 1821, a French art dealer saw it and bought it for the Paris Salon. French critics were electrified. Here was nature without classical ruins, without myth, just a wagon, a cottage, and a river. The French Romantic painters were influenced by it. Constable became more famous in France than he was in Britain. The painting's reputation grew slowly in England. By the Victorian era, it represented something the industrial age was losing: rural England, traditional labour, timeless landscape. By the 20th century, it was iconic, reproduced endlessly. The view became the English countryside. Flatford Mill still exists. Willie Lott's house still stands. National Trust owns it now and uses it as a field study centre. The mill buildings are still here, though no longer working. Some of the structures Constable knew have changed or been rebuilt, but the core view remains recognisable.